This morning, Washington and Oregon joined together in a lawsuit to stop the president's illegal and unconstitutional attempt to take over administration of our state election systems. Our case is both narrow in focus and broad in its importance. First and foremost, neither the Constitution nor any federal law gives the president authority to set rules for how states conduct elections. Let me just say that again. The president has no authority to set rules for how states conduct their elections. It is the states that decide how voters are registered. It is the states that decide how ballots are counted. It was Washington that decided to adopt vote by mail, which led to us having one of the highest rates of voting in the nation. Democrats and Republicans in our state have worked together to protect and expand participation in our democracy, and Washington has a robust, safe, and secure voting system. But despite the state's very clear authority to run their own voting systems and the clear success of Washington State's program in particular, the president has once again ignored the law by signing an executive order that would give him control over how the states count ballots, what voting equipment states can use, and how states register voters, and more. The president's illegal executive order violates multiple parts of the Constitution and federal statutes, and the order makes it harder to vote, erodes public confidence in our elections, and makes it more expensive for states to administer our systems. And most alarming, it would disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of Washington residents. The order is so poorly drafted that any state's voting system could be decertified by the federal government. We will not let this attempt to assert control over our constitutional rights go unchecked. But this case is also about a much broader issue. There have been a lot of objections to actions by President Trump, brought by states' attorneys generals, unions, nonprofit groups, and individuals. But it is hard to imagine a subject where this president has less credibility than he does with elections. When the president loses elections, he creates conspiracy theories to explain his loss. He tears down anyone who dares to object to his evidence-free attacks. He has consistently bullied election workers, pressured election officials, and is always looking to undermine faith in our democracy. He is still lying about his loss in the 2020 presidential election. And now he seems to be flirting with the idea of running for an unconstitutional third term as president of this country.
This executive order by President Trump is the latest in a series of federal actions creating confusion and concern around how elections are ran in this country. For Washington State, this executive order threatens decades of progress and advancements that has made our elections secure, fair, and accessible. In the face of these ongoing challenges, we remain steadfast in our commitment to ensure secure, safe, accessible elections, requiring all ballots to be received by Election Day for federal elections would have a serious impact on Washington voters, disproportionately affecting rural and underserved communities. In 2024 alone, more than 300,000 ballots were received by county election officials after Election Day. Under this executive order, every one of those votes would have not been counted. Additionally, requiring documentary proof of citizenship to register to vote would harm many eligible voters, especially seniors, low-income people, and naturalized citizens. Many citizens do not have access to these documents like passports or enhanced IDs, making registration contingent on the ability to pay for and obtain specific documents risk disenfranchising voters